Muchas, mucho.
Yes. Ileke, 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 ileke.
Tune to the Love Station 104.5 Love FM, and this is the Weekend Cruise. My name is Sugar Sugar. Amazing record. Anytime I listen to this record, as a matter of fact, I think it's constantly banging in my head because I've listened
Shoot.
to it literally over a million times. Sayoung with the record title Ileke on the Love Station, and this is the request show. If you check the time now, it's exactly 7 p.m. on the dot. And the brain behind the song, the man behind the song, the rave of the moment of his body of work titled Magik 23. Now, when I first checked out the body of work, I said, why did he title the body of work Magik 23? Obviously, he's not 23 years old. So why then did he choose the figure 23? Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's live on the show today. Joining me live on Instagram is the one and only Essay Young. Like I love to call him, the essay to the president on Ileke Matters. And we just checked out the song titled Ileke. Essay Young, good to have you join me on the show this very evening here on the Sweet Sugar Request Show. How have you been? And I want to assume that you are certainly busy enjoying the Ileke.
Wahala.
Essay Young,
Wahala.
good to have you join me on the show this very evening.
You already know. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Now, talking about Ileke, now, what better time are we going to talk about this song? Because everyone seems to be talking about Fela. And the first time I heard this song, Fela came to my mind. And then I was like, this is S.A. Young, the new Fela, maybe the new Fela or Fela reincarnated. Because
I
obviously,
agree.
what you did on this record and the visuals as well, you did a lot on that very visuals. And I must say, it obviously, giving a shout out to the legendary Fela Kuti. Please tell us, no, let's get started before we talk about your personal life. Let's talk about Ileke, which happens to be my very favorite song and the biggest song of the body of work, Magik 23. What inspired Ileke? And
All
the
right.
whole, the whole Afrobeat in it, the culture, that you also projected. And where did you shoot that video as well?
All right. I'll run you through the reel. So
Okay.
Electra started a long time ago. I think 2013 was the first time
Whoa.
I was at this studio with Gospel on the Beat, and we made Tell Her. Tell Her had that chorus or that hook. Ileke, idi, ileke. So then I
Okay.
just I just left music, right? We'll talk about that. But 2023, I think it was in December, I was like, I want to do music again. And I had plans to see Magic in Abuja. Then I
Okay.
called during the flight. I was just writing down stuff, and I was like, "I don't leave work. I gotta go holiday, oh, holiday 9 to 5." So I just wrote that thing down. I didn't think too much of it until I met Magic, and Magic. If you know anything about him, he's an amazing producer. So
Absolutely.
he just
Absolutely.
started stringing some things. I'm like, Magic, let's do this. Lucky enough, he had all the setup. So we got recording, and I recorded. I don't leave work. I gotta go. So there was a part of the beat that was open. I'm like, what do I do? Hmm. I was saying like ED, like like that was how it entered the song, and we just made magic. So
Wow.
Magic 23 Ileke, this is the whole story. So I think in 2024, I was like, I want to do a video. I want to do something unique. My
Okay.
stuff is to do something Afrobeat. Look at
Yeah.
Fela, he's been out of our lives for almost
Yeah.
20 year plus, but still
Yeah.
very relevant, right? So I'm like, I don't just want to do regular stuff. I want to do something good. So I had to seek first a director that could bring out this creative vision that I had, and that was where Samsa came in. Samsa is amazing. If you guys haven't seen his, I don't believe people haven't seen his work. He's amazing.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I connected with Samsa, and then that guy just he bought into the vision, he bought into the dream. We planned. I'm not gonna forget my manager in Abuja there. that worked together, put everything together, and I
Okay.
made myself available. And man, it was the shooting alone, and there's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff
Yeah.
that didn't come out, but it
Oh,
was it was fire. It was good.
now talking about the journey so far, let's talk about you. Reasons why you left the music industry for a while. You were, here, over a decade ago, and then you took a break. Where did you go to, and what's been going on with you?
So at that time I had a lot of things going on, but when you have a African parent, they always want you to uh, not everyone sees music as your path. Fortunately or otherwise, unfortunately, I had parents like that. It
Okay.
was more engineering, and I'm good at engineering too. So I just kind of said, you know what? I'm gonna give engineering a try because I'm
Okay.
natural at it, right? So I just left. I came to Canada, started working on engineering, got my master's, and I was just going down that route.
Okay.
When I started back then, if you remember, a lot of people said I sounded like Ajabota, and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
Ajabota 22, right? And that guy's an
Yes.
engineer too. So that was kind of like, I'm like, I
It's
can
an
do
engineer.
this.
It's an engineer thingy.
So yeah, that was how when I started that journey, I found out I couldn't through the training period to hone that skill. I could not do music and do that. I had to put one aside. And music wasn't paying at that time. So I just focused on engineering. Then when I gained ground, kind of reestablished myself, I'm like, okay, is there still another opportunity to reposition myself in the industry? I say yes. Then 2023, I started again, and that's why Magic 23. That's what it means. All those
Oh,
songs were just.
oh, oh. The Magic
I
23. Okay. You
tell
started
you,
in 2023. Okay. Okay. A good
mhm.
comeback. Now talking about the project Magic 23. So does that mean that it took you like close to 2 years to compile that very body of work?
Yes, absolutely. Um, I mean, we had a lot of songs, but six songs made sense lyrically. It's
Yes.
been long. I write all my songs. So when you're not out there, you're not going to the studio, you're not out there, it's very difficult for you to write a story that makes sense. For example, I remember one of your favorites, right? I was just
Absolutely.
sitting down like, okay, what do I write? And I wrote that song in 15 minutes. And Magic produced that song in another 30 minutes. That was the fact. I didn't expect that song to even bang. It was just we had one more beat that was finished. Let's do it. And I remember, I read just so it's very difficult to have things to write about when you're not in the scene. So Magic 23 took that long to refine the lyrics and kind of make sure whoever is listening have something worthy that they're listening to, and
Okay.
it took about 2 years to finish it up, and or a year to finish it up, put some visuals out there, and start promoting. Now, if you want to talk about promotion, that's another ball game, bro. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's how
Now, you are an Afrobeat artist that's based over there in
100%.
you're based in Canada right now. So how does it feel
Yeah.
doing Afrobeat over there?
So I went for a show yesterday, and I'm telling you, Afrobeat. I mean, a lot of people know about Afrobeat, but it hasn't
Yes.
lost its source. There's still this thing that even though people are aware, the works of Burna Boy and Davido, Whiskey, all the big artists, right? There are a lot of them that have taken Afrobeat to the international platform, right? So they're aware, but when it comes to feeling it, what I
Mhm.
felt yesterday is people still want to get it. Out of everything that was played yesterday, a lot of people will come to me and be like, "Oh man, Afrobeat, I want to get involved. How can I do something with you?" I'm like, "Okay, you see, this it still has a source." Yeah, actually, let me give you a story. Yesterday, some guy came to me and he was like, "Bro, you look like Will I am." I'm like, "No, no, I am Will. I am Will." I don't know how that
Okay.
popped up. But Afrobeat is something that people still want to feel. And I think I have the opportunity in my little community here to give that feel because I'm lucky enough to understand or have the know-how of bringing Afrobeat to people. So that's what I'm going to try to do this year. I have a few songs that I'm working on right now with a few producers that is core Afrobeat.
Okay.
I call it Afro Twist. So this year, what we are going to promote is Afro Twist. A little bit of twisting Afro beats and giving them flavor in different flavors. You know, it's like jollof rice in different flavors. So that's the plan. So yeah.
How do you blend Afrobeat and urban music? Because it's a fusion of Afrobeat and urban. So how do you blend it?
So that's what I'm working on this year. I'm calling Afro Twist.
Chris? Okay.
Um, I figured core Afro beat is not something easy to do. I mean, shout out to Femi Kuti and all the Kuti family that are still keeping it, alive. But it's not easy because there's a lot of life,
Okay.
life band that you have to bring to it, and you can't get that easy, right? Unless
True.
all this electronic stuff. So what I'm doing is I know a little bit of the instruments that make up Afro beats. I look for artists that they can sit within that instrument range, and then I try to work with them. So one thing I've done is to work with a lady called Crystal Dos Santos. She's really
Okay.
good. If you hear her voice, you know she's really good. So I worked with her and we did a song called Habibti, right?
Okay.
I should have given you that song. I should have given you that song to have played it at some point. But
Please
we worked on a song.
send over.
All right, all right. I'll have my team send over to you. But that song
Okay.
is the answer to your question. Is that Afro twist? You get a little bit of Afro there, and then you get a little
Yeah.
bit of R&B soul that she's like known for. And that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to look for specific people, and then I'll try to make sure like we can sit those two genres or whatever genres together on an Afro beat or give it an Afro feel, even though you have like the other elements of R&B, pop or soul, whatever, jazz in it.
Now, still talking about the other elements and infusing other, genre of music into your sound. Now,
Mhm.
let's talk about I remember and other songs on the project. Now, specifically, I remember, right? Was I remember a personal story that happened to you? Because
100%.
looking at, I listened to the verses. You say, I remember when we couldn't own it, flashy cars and
With our name on it.
yeah,
I remember when we used to rent.
uh-huh.
Landlord, the
Lord,
one drive you meant. Work on eggshells, avoid arguments. Daily also nine, they paved the way.
this is
Yeah,
your own your personal stories.
right, right. It was they all are my stories. I mean, like the verse we just sang right now, right? I remember when I wanted to have a flashy car. I wanted to have a car in my name, and it was like, oh, car in the house, your family car or something. And then
Mm,
you just see people having cars. So I was like, okay, now I have a flashy car.
yeah.
I don't want to say flashy car, but I have a car that I want to have in my
Yes,
name. So
yes.
then I remember when we used to rent, like in the university, we used
Mm,
to rent landlord issues here and there.
yeah,
I remember that too. I remember, you know, walking on eggshells. There are a lot of people that they want you to say things the way they want you to say them, but that's not how life is. And I talk, man. I just I say things as they are. I don't sugarcoat. So like those were experiences. And if you go to the first verse, um, Bàbá mi ní kí n lọ gbébọn, kí n wọ kakí, kí n máa jẹsẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. Attention, sit up, I stand at this. Today we thank God we still the breathe. There's a whole lot of story in that one as well. So yeah, I remember was the last song. It was, I tell you, like 15 minutes. I think I was with a friend and Magic was like, bro, I don't have time, write this thing. And I just started writing. I remember. I didn't even get to practice it so much. But the
mm.
song came out fantastic. It was remarkably good.
Now talking about being fantastic, right? Uh,
Yeah.
your songs are also big, not just in Nigeria, but all over West Africa and East Africa. How,
Mm.
what was your reaction when you found out that your songs are doing well, along these regions?
Um, back then, when I started, I was pushing. I didn't have a lot of like, I didn't have a team. I didn't know a lot. I was
Mm,
just this kid in the industry that, I had opportunity to work with a couple people. Like
yeah.
when the band and Femi did their double Wahala too, I was there. If you look at the video, my
Okay.
first song with Euro, I was, shooting with Momusa when he just shot Timaya Uku.
Yeah.
In the end, not that I had work. So I was just there, and those people already had like a wide audience. So I kind of got used to songs going out of just Nigeria or your circle, and
Okay.
there were flashes of me here and there, So now your question, when I hear my song going to other countries in Africa, like
Yeah.
it's just like that's what it should do. That's why I'm making art. That's why I'm making music. It's not just for me at this point in time. It's to make sure that people all across can feel, the work, and it's part of Afrobeat. Like Fela is everywhere. So in his legacy, as we take elements here and there, we want it to go everywhere.
Now we'll get Now, still talking about banging, let's talk about the most electrifying moment ever on stage. Since you performed yesterday, you were attended an event, you had a show yesterday. Tell us about in recent time, which event would you say, oh my goodness, the crowd, the connection was mind blowing, very electrifying.
That happened in 2025 when I went for Blast Fest. It
Okay,
was it
blast
was
set.
it was it was fire. Blast Fest was fire. Like I had all the, it was in the US,
Yeah.
Seattle, but it felt like I was in Nigeria. Wande Cole was there, Odumodu Black was there, what's his name? Adekunle Gold, we all shared the stage. The previous year, Star was there. So, like, it's a big stage, and I was there performing my song to the crowd. I'm like, yeah, yeah, let's go. But it was very electrifying. It kind of like opened up a space in me where now I'm comfortable to perform. It doesn't matter the crowd. It's just what I want the crowd to feel. So just that one exposure has really, really evolved my level of performance. There is another performance I had with Chike. Chike
Okay.
was here in
Yeah.
Vancouver,
Yeah.
and
I saw that too.
you saw that, right? So
Yeah.
like all those performances, like it just kind of uh, you know, broke the shiners off. And like yesterday was not a big performance. It was just a show to support my friend JC Tuxin. And yeah, people really, they were gyrating to the Afro. I'm like, I'm not giving you guys much, and this is having so much impact. So yeah, 2025 Blast Fest was the most electrifying show.
You
People that
overdid it with Magneto. Tell us how it was working with Magneto. Overdid it.
um, overdid it, Magneto. It was back in the day. We did that song 2013.
Whoa.
Magneto and I used to rock to. We used to, we're good friends because he's from
Yes,
Abuja
yes,
too.
yeah.
So Magic produced that song. At that point in time, Tunde Edna was still singing as well. We did a song, is it Haye or something? But like all those people, like just because of I was really working hard. I had a few songs with them back
Mm.
then. So with Magneto, he came to the studio. He was at Alien Pros, and that's very funny. Let me tell you this story. So he was in the studio, Alien Pros that time, like the recording booth. When you lock it, you can only see through the window, right?
Okay.
So he was in there, and then the beat was playing, and he went, bad guy. Then the stuff was still recording. He didn't
Okay.
know. He was like, "Hey, I overdid this shit." that
Oh,
was that was not
that was
that
how the whole
that
concept came about.
that was how he came up. Like he was literally talking because he didn't know if we had stopped. I don't know, but he just like I overdid it, shit, and it was still recording. So when we listened back to it, we're like, damn, it was fire. It sounded amazing, and then we just went with I overdid it, shit.
Instead of celebrating. Now, what's your thoughts on the whole drama going on? Wizkid making such statements. Now, Wizkid is among the top three artists out of Africa, not just out of Nigeria. If you want to mention the top three out of Africa, Wizkid is on the list, no doubt. But what's your thoughts on the whole drama going on? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's just for the culture, or it's just a means of promoting, his newest body of work?
You landed on my answer. The last statement was my answer. So I just think again, I don't want to be insensitive, and I don't know much about what's going on. I don't pay much attention to stuff like that.
Okay.
Anything negative, I don't pay attention to it. But just hearing and seeing flashes on social media sometimes, um, I would say it's all for publicity. It's a stunt. I don't think there's any genuine, real beef there.
Okay.
I tell you, if you watch my stories on Instagram on my Young on It page,
Yeah.
um, I posted some things that front end engineers will make the app look good or bad and give it all this. Back end engineers, they're coding the relationships. At the back end, you could see these two fellas calling themselves and be like, "What the jail?"
We don't cause begin.
Album getting overflow, and then on the front end, you see the show. "Hmm? Hmm? Let me tell you. Let me." Yeah. So it could very well be what's going on, and at the same time, it could very well be real. But again, we all know Fela is one in a million, right?
Absolutely.
You can't be greater than number one. The only number greater than one is zero, and it doesn't. It just fits in. Unless Wizkid wants to be zero and zeroed out, like that statement is your statement. For the moment, it has its purpose and it's serving its purpose, but there's nothing more to it.
It's nice having this amazing chat with you, S.A. Young.
Yes,
2026
sir.
just got started. What are we expecting from you just before we go?
Brother, there's so much coming out. There's so much. There's so much. I like. It's not like so much like quantity wise, like noise. It's just quality wise. But yeah, the stuff I want to bring this year, I have
Yeah.
it called Afro Twist. I have
Mm.
a song called Koniman. I have a song called Sese. I have
Aye.
a song called Habibti. I have a
Aye.
song called Therapy. I
Aye.
have a like there's a lot coming. So you guys get ready because your stations will just be bopping every single month.
We can't
So
wait
I've
for
worked
it.
with I've
We
worked
can't
with
wait. We
a
can't wait. We can't wait to check out the
yeah,
project.
yeah,
But while we keep our fingers crossed, collaborations, new songs coming, we're still gonna be listening to this very one off the body of work, Magic 23. I
yes sir.
remember still banging in my head. Ileke, can't get enough of it. Always
Let
in
me
my
let,
head.
let me share one thing that's coming out very soon. So out of the
Sarela,
Magic 23,
yeah,
there's a song called Find a Way. We just shot
find
a
a way.
video for that. Yes. We shot a video
Okay,
for Find a Way, and we're just walking through like editing and color grading now. So that's the next thing
okay.
coming out. Find a Way. Find a Way video. You need to play
Whoa.
that song. People
Amy
need
J,
to participate.
you heard it from the Love Station first. S.A. Young off the album, off the EP rather. Magic 23. Find a way. It's gonna be up on your screens everywhere. So keep your
I
fingers
tell
crossed.
you.
We will always be here to update you on that. S.A. Young, thank you so very much for your time. Your
Thank you, my
fans are out
brother.
there. Say something to Nigerians. Say something positive to the young people, and then say something to your fans.
To the young people, I want to say keep up with everything you're doing. You have time now. It might not make sense, but whatever it is you're doing today that could provide value, impact, don't stop it. Do it, get good at it, and just you have a long-term vision in everything you're doing. And to my fans, I want to say, take the concept of favor, wear it every day like a perfume. Everywhere you're going, you have to declare that you're favored, and don't just live with the facade that I'm favored. Now you have to wear that perfume consciously every day. And then stay tuned for SA Young. Starting with Find a Way, it's gonna be an amazing video, and yeah, I love everybody.
All right, Sayoung, we love you too. Here comes Find Your Way here on the Love Station. Thank you so
Yes,
very
sir.
much. We love you.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy Find Your
Yes,
Way here
sir.
on the Love Station
Let's
104.5
do it.
Love FM.